everybody, it's a pleasure for me to say in German because we are in Austria. Willkommen, welcome everybody, fans of EUROCUP-3. We are on the track in front of the starting grid, the classic view, the iconic view of the Red Bull Ring circuit. We are here as the same like the race number 1. This is the race number 2. It's a little bit cloudy, little bit windy, the same 20 degrees, but a little bit fresh. I feel better because it was really hot at the race number 1. So we are here. The cars are leaving the pit lane to prepare the formation lap, and in the next minutes we will see the best image of this last race, the race number 2 of this second round of the season 2024 in our exciting EUROCUP-3. So for have a little refresh of the informations, the race number 1, the winner was Owen Tangavelu. In the second position, Bruno Del Pino, and in the third position, Emo Fittipaldi. Everyone from the MP Motorsports, congratulations for the team MP Motorsports, perfect podium. But this is the best image, and I want to show you, and I want to show Jake Sanson because he is watching this exclusive transmission in our YouTube channel. Jake Sanson is our speaker, our official voice, and he will be part of this transmission in our social network. So Jake, tell me please, I don't know if you prepare other phrase or other word in German, but I want to listen to you in English because this is your language and this is the official commentator in our EUROCUP-3. So Jake, how are you?
Vielen Dank, Enzo. Yeah, I'm feeling very good. I'm ready for another exciting battle. Could be very different with the clouds coming in to make the circuit a little bit cooler. That could mean that a few other drivers might be able to maximize a bit more the tire length for this second race. So that's obviously going to be something we're going to keep an eye on. But we have a very different driver in pole position compared to race 1 as well. Owen Tangavelu had the pole in race 1, but this time it's the Singaporean Christian Ho that had several difficulties in race 1. So that's definitely going to mix things up a little bit. Plus, we had an absence in race 1 that kind of went completely unnoticed. Suleiman Zanfari was sat in the garage in his Campos racing machine, didn't even get started in race 1. So with him added to the fray in race 2, could be a very interesting challenge to see what he can create. In the cooler conditions, is the atmosphere still as high octane and still as tense as it was for the first race, perhaps?
Yes, I think that is a little bit better because it's a little fresh, a little cloudy. I felt really like this hotness on the reflect on the track, not only for me was a problem, it was the big problem for the drivers because they need to drive under this weather condition. But I think that the weather now is perfect to drive, to enjoy this race number 2 in our exciting. I love this word, exciting, because it's very exciting, our EUROCUP-3. So, Christian Ho, 17 years old. He was born in 2006 and he represents a Singaporean flag, but he's half Singaporean, half Korean. Take really value of this information because he was the 2023 F4 Spanish Championship vice champion. He has really, a story of the last tournaments and in the last year. So he has experience if compared with other drivers, for example, Owen Tangavelu and Bruno Del Pino. And I think that he can develop his skillful when we are waiting for the drivers. They are preparing this formation lap, and to prepare the last information about the first race, my friends, driver standing, and this is important to be note and to take note about the race number 2. In the first position is Sagrera with 30 points. Second position, Tangavelu with 28 points. Third position for Bruno Fittipaldi, 27, and in fourth position we can enjoy Abkasaba with 26 points. So this is the driver standing, and we need to take note about that because we will have the last race, the second race, in few minutes. We are waiting for the main person, of course. They are the most important people now, the drivers, and they are preparing the formation lap. Jake Sanson will enjoy in the next few minutes the start of this exciting. I love this word, Jake, because it's exciting. Our EUROCUP-3. So
Yeah, Christian Ho is definitely one to watch out for from the pole position. A little bit of a background story into the man in pole position. As you mentioned, 17 years of age, a very talented individual. I first clapped eyes on him 4 years ago when he was competing in the Miami Asia Series Winter Cup, taking place at Sepang in Malaysia. Very talented young racer in the karting world, both in junior and senior categories. He then went on to represent Singapore in the FAA Karting Academy Trophy. A very talented individual. Is also part of the Sauber Academy, so is hoping to continue his journey through the world of motorsport as he continues to progress further forward. And for somebody like Christian Ho, who has great potential as he works his way forward, being part of Sauber is actually a very important opportunity for him. Who knows, in the future he may well get to represent his country, Singapore, for the Audi Formula One team in years to come in Formula One if he continues on his current trajectory. But we had a 1-2-3 in race 1 with the MP Motorsport cars eclipsing the podium. But with Christian Ho starting from pole position, if he gets a good start, then that's already ruined for the boys in orange and black, because it's a big opportunity now for Campos Racing to try and get in amongst the competitors up front and try and spoil the party a little bit on the podium. Interestingly, we didn't really hear what happened to Suleiman Zanfari. He was sat in the pit lane trying to get going at the start of racing, and he basically just sat there dumbfounded for the first part of the race. We didn't really get to see what happened to him at all. Hopefully they will have got that, whatever problems he had, sorted, and he will be able to take his place in the the fourth row of the starting grid. He's due to start 7th on the grid for this one, the young man from Morocco, who is also, ironically, a promoter in motor racing himself. He actually helps to run and manage the Miami Series of Morocco in Northern Africa. So the competitors gearing up, ready for this one. Enzo Oliveira is down there on the starting grid. What can you tell us?
Yes, now the view is for Owen Tangabelu. We are waiting for the pole position. Christian Ho, telling something about Christian Ho, because he can finish the race number 1, about the mechanic situation, about mechanic problems. Finally, he solved with his team about the engine, and I think that he will solve this situation. It was really problematic. I speak with him out of camera, you know, and he was really in complicated situation to continue the race number 1. So finally, this whole situation, they repair the problem and they will be racing here in the race number 2.
Well, that's a good bit of a relief for the Campos Racing team and for Suleiman Zanfari. Here is the man, though, who'll be starting from pole position from Singapore, 17 years of age, Christian Ho. Definitely a big opportunity for him, this. He will know exactly what he needs to do to get the job done here. Had a very difficult first race, would eventually drop all the way down to 9th position and then out of the race altogether. Enzo is down there. Maybe Christian can give us a little bit of insight as to how he is feeling ahead of this second race.
To be on the track limits inside of the position. So shortly, if we can have only the sensation of Christian Ho, he's very concentrated. Only your feelings before the race.
Yeah, obviously trying to make up for the form that we had in race 1 with the clear box, but now it's time to recover some points, and I'll try my best.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
The analysis, of course, before the race. Christian Ho from Singapore, he's represent Campos Racing, and he's very concentrated because, to my comment before, they have some problems with the mechanic situation. Finally, they solve, and I think that we can have also some short interview with the second position is Owen Tangabelu. Very shortly, Owen, only very shortly, your feelings before the race. Will be the last race of this round 2. Tell me, so how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great. I will try to have a good start and manage the pace.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
From Vietnam, Owen Tangabelu, he was born in France. He won the race number 1, and of course will be amazing battle for the points between Christian Ho and Owen Tangabelu. Don't remember that MP Motorsports was perfect in the race number 1, winning 1, 2nd and 3rd position. So it will be amazing and exciting race number 2. We are leaving shortly and faster as we can. So Jake Sanson, everything is on your beautiful and exciting, because I want, of course, repeat this word, boys. So Jake, see you at the last of the race.
Vielen Dank, Enzo. Thank you very much. They just about timed you out there on the starting grid. So good to see that everybody is geared up and ready to go. The 15-second board goes up. They really did hurry this procedure to go from the 2 reconnaissance laps to the starting grid. We got the 3-minute board almost as Christian Ho got parked up in pole position. So we are ready to rock and roll in that order here at the Red Bull Ring. And is there going to be an upset of the MP Motorsport Party? Christian Ho would certainly like to think so from pole position. Here we go. Let's talk you through the grid as the drivers are on their formation lap. Christian Ho and Owen Tangavelu on the front row. Bruno Del Pino and Javier Segreira back where he belongs at the sharp, pointy end of the grid. Emo Fittipaldi alongside Valentin Klus right up in P6. Suleiman Zadfari alongside Dario Cabanelas on the 4th row. Then Kidel Smal lining up on 9th position of the grid. Isaac Barashi for the GRS team in the green and silver bullet, rounding out the top 10. Michael Shin for Campos, Theo Jensen for Below, and then Garrett Berry alongside Noah Lyle as they work together on the 7th row of the grid. Jose Garfias and Alex Abkasava, the 2 teammates at Santaloc. Luciano Morano 17th, Gaspar Lagaye 18th in the first of the Drivex cars. And then Daniel Nogales alongside Joao Diaz to round out the top 20. Emilio de Heus alongside Diego de la Torre. And then we have Finley Green, Victorio Blachina, Nick Gilks and Georgi Żurawski to round out the grid. Once again, 30 minutes plus the additional lap in cooler conditions compared to earlier on today. It's later in the day, so the sun has had time to heat up the circuit a bit more, but with the cloud cover, that's going to make things particularly interesting off the start. Very impressive work from our drone pilot here on the middle sector of the course. It's only a very short lap around the Red Bull Ring circuit, so we should see quite a few laps crowbarred into this half an hour plus the additional lap at the end. Although we saw a very tame race in the first encounter earlier on today, and we managed to get to see a race which was completely green flag to checkered flag all the way through, without interruptions, without yellow flags, without safety car periods. It was nice to see a pure motor race at the start of the 2024 season. Now we're going to see what the drivers and teams have learned after that half-hour encounter, what they needed to adjust in terms of suspension geometry, in terms of wing angles, in terms of tyre pressures, in terms of tyre management. Everything has got to be now applied and used as relative data going into this second race of the weekend. And it is going to be very difficult to see whether Christian Ho can actually overhaul the 3 MP drivers around him. He's going to find it tough after the gearbox problems that he suffered in race 1, going from 2nd on the grid and dropping all the way back to 9th initially and then retiring from the race with mechanical problems. We also had 5 drivers being black flagged during the course of the first race for track limits infringements. So if you suddenly see cars dropping out of the race coming into the pit lane one by one, then that is essentially what has happened again. So it could be fascinating as we gear up for the second race of the weekend. Christian Ho for Singapore, Owen Tangavelu for Vietnam. It is the same front row of the grid as we saw before. Looks to me as though the time has actually been reduced from 30 minutes to 24 minutes. Not entirely sure why that is, but certainly it has been reduced in distance. So 24 minutes plus the additional lap is what the drivers will have this time. At least they now come off the back of a 30-minute race plus the additional lap. I wonder if it's due to significant time delays for earlier races in the weekend. But certainly we are going back into a strong position off the start as we wait for Nick Gilks and Georgi Żurawski to take up their positions. They do so. Green flag at the back of the field. And once more here at the Austrian circuit, we are going to go racing at the Red Bull Ring. And it's a perfect start from 3rd on the grid for the MP Motorsport, charging forward. That is a very good launch indeed from Bruno Del Pino, has actually jumped Owen Tangavelu, but cannot do the same thing to Christian Ho. And as the drivers work their way through in the first corner, everybody has been very respectful, but Bruno Del Pino is taking on Christian Ho straight away. They're side by side on the run up to the hairpin at turn 2. Can Bruno Del Pino squeeze his way past Christian Ho? Ho keeps the inside line, breaks late, drops out a bit later than wanted, and Bruno Del Pino's got him on the exit. So Bruno Del Pino hits the front here at the Red Bull Ring by pure intimidation as a couple of drivers run wide of the hairpin. And now Christian Ho's got more problems. Bruno Del Pino having got through, now he's going to have problems again as he's got more pressure. That is Javier Segreira having a go to try and get into second position. So different MP drivers coming up to the podium positions, but it's still orange and black in the lead as we work our way through Sector 2 on the first lap. More great battles, a couple of drivers running a bit wide, but fortunately everybody's still keeping it on the island. Side by side, that is MP versus Palou. And it's getting pretty spicy in that middle of the pack there as well. Dario Cabanelas, I think, dueling away with Kirill Smal. And as the drivers work their magic at the end of the lap, everybody's just about going to keep it nice and tidy. As again, the number 34 of Dario Cabanelas battling away at the end of the first lap. That's one of the Santodocs going out wide. That looks to me like it could have been Garfias. And as they come across the line, it's Del Pino that leads. Christian Ho in second place. Then Segrera, Tangavelu. Bit of a late break around the outside from the MP. And there's a run wide from one of the Santolocs as well. That looks like Jose Garfias drifting wide in his battle with Noah Lyle and Daniel Nogales. So Nogales is going to have a better run than Garfias up to the hairpin. A little further up, we've got a great little tussle going on as Emo Fittipaldi is under pressure here from the two Palou Motorsport cars. As around the outside, that is a big challenge. I think it might actually be Owen Tangavelu losing out there to Kirill Smal. But there's more pressure coming from further back. That's Dario Cabanelas under pressure from Garrett Berry and Theo Jensen. As down into the braking zone, there is the 777. That is Isaac Barashi. Trying to work his way further forward up to the back of Michael Shin's car. Isaac Barashi firmly in the points this time. So Bruno Del Pino, the Spanish Charger, leads the way. The rookie champion from last year, looking to win his first race outright in EUROCUP-3. Could we genuinely have 3 different winners from the first 3 races of the season? We've had Javier Segrera, we've had Owen Tangavelu. Now, Bruno Del Pino is the man who leads at the Red Bull Ring, in front of Christian Ho, Javier Segrera and Owen Tangavelu. As we come off the hairpin, finishing off the lap, this is going to be a neat little battle down to the first corner. As we've got a nice little pressure cooker developing, that is one of the... Now that is a change for position there, perhaps one of the Santolocs in dire straits there. As the drivers work their way through, that's in the top 6, I do believe, so that is Kirill Smal losing ground initially there, finding himself up in the sharp end of the dais. In fact, that's one of the Santolocs out of position. That's why I was a little bit confused. That's Alex Abkasava, who is showing as being a lap down already. So Alex Abkasava having a major problem and has rejoined in the thick of the pack. So Kirill Smal is in 5th position behind Tangavelu, with Emo Fittipaldi behind him. But in the middle of this top 6 train is Alex Abkasava, who is down at the back. Now, realistically, he needs to get out of the way and allow everybody the chance to come back through. But Abkasava, who started in the midfield, has clearly been into the pits and had a problem, and is now back out onto the circuit again. But this has not really gone his way, and as a result, he now finds himself a lap down already to the leader. That has now got pressure coming from the likes of Kirill Smal and Emo Fittipaldi. So there is Abkasava, and the battle behind. That is Valentin Klus, the German driver, hoping to finish his weekend here in Austria on a strong note. They come off the turn and down the main straight again. So Del Pino leads, Ho second, Segrera, Tangavelu, Smal, Fittipaldi, Klus, Shin, Barashi and Cabanelas. But in the middle of that top 6, we've got Alex Abkasava, who is a lap down. Certainly looks, well, it actually looks as though he's not transponding. Maybe he is meant to be in that position, but it's not transponding. He started along with Garfias a long way down the field. So it's now showing that he hasn't completed 2 of the laps. So this is a very strange scenario for Alex Abkasava. Don't quite know what's happening there. It's not particularly clear as to what has happened to him in relation to everybody else, but still, that is definitely the Santoloc of Abkasava in the middle of the top 6 battle. There's Klus, still working hard here, and now getting out of the way. There you go, so Abkasava finally realising, look, there's no point fighting in the top 6 when you're not in the top 6 overall. You're a lap down, so Alex Abkasava does the honourable thing and gets out of the way and lets Tangavelu, Smal and Fittipaldi go clear. So they are now battling away for position. He lets Valentin Klus go as well. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Abkasava pulled it into the pits and parked it at the end of this lap. He certainly let the 3 drivers he's battling with go. But Smal, Fittipaldi and Klus, damage done as far as they're concerned. They've already lost a lot of ground to Tangavelu. And I do believe, yes, Abkasava has come into the pits. So he bails out as the rest of the field goes by. So Del Pino, Ho and Segrera, that's your podium at the moment, and it's definitely going to be a Campos splitting the two MPs. But we could have 3 different winners from the first 3 races with the way things are currently stacked up. Tangavelu, P4, ahead of Smal, Fittipaldi, Klus, Shin, Cabanillas and Isaac Barashi. So Barashi is down to 10th, lost ground there to Dario Cabanillas on the lap. But there's still lots of opportunities to continue moving forward. Fittipaldi closing up again on Kirill Smal. And in the background there, we can see it feels like there's rain in the pit lane, apparently. We're getting reports that it started raining in the pit lane. It's only a little bit of drizzle at the moment, but that's still going to be enough. It's what's known in motor racing as psychological rain, because it's not heavy, but it's certainly going to be enough to be spattering on the visors of the helmets. If it starts raining heavily, things could change dramatically here at the Red Bull Ring. And with a few drops of rain now starting to hit the pit straight, drivers have got to be on their A game. They cannot afford to push too hard. So with rain starting to fall just a little bit on the main straight, this could throw a real spanner in the works. Del Pino still leading for the moment though from Christian Ho, then Javier Segrera, Owen Tangavelu, the race 1 winner in 4th place. Then this gap back to Smal, Fittipaldi and Klus. 8th position for Michael Shin, the Korean looking very good here. 9th place for Cabanillas in front of the final points paying position, which is currently being held by Isaac Barashi. Then it's Garrett Berry, Theo Jensen and Dan Nogales from Noah Lyle, Jose Garfias and Georgi Żurawski. Luciano Morano is still dueling away with Gaspar Lagaye, just in race 2 now. And Emilio de Hurst with Diego Della Torre. And then Diaz, Green, Gilkes and Blokina. That is a beautiful move. Fantastic bit of racecraft there from the MP Motorsport. That is Cabanillas getting the move on Michael Shin. So Dario Cabanillas now moves up into 8th position at the expense of the Campos. Michael Shin drops to 9th. And now Isaac Barashi will fancy his chances on the Korean up front. So Michael Shin goes long on the brakes. Isaac Barashi goes even further on the brakes, just to try and gain a little bit of momentum on the Campos. So with Alex Abkasava out of contention and now out of everybody's way, he can continue learning his craft at the back of the field. I think he has gone back out again, but he is now a lap down from everybody else. He just wanted to get out of everybody's way, essentially, and rejoins at the back of the field. So from his point of view, it's now an extended test session here at the Red Bull Ring. Good battle further back. This is Campos versus GRS, and that means that it's going to be a fascinating battle between Michael Shin and Isaac Barashi, because Dario Cabanillas has already gone through. So Barashi trying his best to close up on Shin. Meanwhile, having dealt with Michael Shin, Cabanillas is now storming up to the back of the Palou Motorsport car of Kirill Smal. So I wonder, oh no, this is Fittipaldi still on Kirill Smal, my apologies. So Fittipaldi hasn't quite been able to get close enough yet to make a challenge. Klus is under pressure from Dario Cabanillas though, that's for sure. There may be drops of rain in pit lane, but it's certainly not heavy enough to cause any issues in terms of grip at the moment. So the drivers still doing the best they can with what they've currently got to work with. Del Pino, Christian Ho, Segrera, Tangavelu. And here is Smal versus Fittipaldi. So Kirill Smal in the Palou Motorsport car, the team run by the IndyCar double champion Alex Palou. And running in front of Emo Fittipaldi, the young son, 17 years of age, of the 2-time Grand Prix world champion and Indy 500 winner, Emerson Fittipaldi, who is here in person watching his boy doing a grand job 52 years after he won the Grand Prix in Austria at the Zeltweg circuit rather than this one. It's certainly great to carry on the family tradition, and Fittipaldi doing a great job after his podium in race 1. Finds himself a 6th. Big mistake from Kirill Smal off the final turn. Just washed out the car underneath him. He was lucky to catch that before the car tipped him round into a spin. But this is going to be perfect for Fittipaldi, because he's now got the confidence going through turn 1 and turn 2 that essentially is going to have deserted Kirill Smal temporarily, because he's made the mistake. So Fittipaldi's going to be in the slipstream, and so too will Dario Cabanillas on Valentin Klus. One of those two could make a move. Fittipaldi just biding his time. He just wants the tyres to run down a bit more and then make his bid. He doesn't want to lose too much ground, though, to Tangavelu. It's a very different race 1 compared to race 2 now, isn't it? Race 2, we've got 3 very different drivers on the podium to what we had in race 1, although Del Pino is still there. But finishing second in race 1 with a solid drive at Spa in race 1 and then a victory in race 2 should see Bruno Del Pino going to the top of the championship standings. And that will be big confidence heading to Portimao, where of course we're going to have 3 races rather than 2, and that will replace the 1 race that was cancelled at Spa-Francorchamps on the Sunday morning after snow hit the circuit during the first weekend of the championship. So Fittipaldi still hustling Kirill Smal. Very important that he gets the most out of this opportunity. Doesn't want to push too hard, but also wants to make sure that he's got tyres that will bite all the way through this race. Very tight from 5th down to 8th. Smal, Fittipaldi, Klus, Cabanelas. And Cabanelas definitely looking threatening for a move on Klus into turn 1. We'll try and have a look back at that in the background. But this man, Bruno Del Pino, seems to have learnt from Owen Tangavelu and Javier Segreira. This is how you lead going away. So Bruno Del Pino looking to become the 3rd different winner in 2024 in EUROCUP-3. But ironically, the 3rd different winner for MP Motorsport as well. So in the background we can see Segreira and Tangavelu 3rd and 4th, and up to 5th is that Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi's just managed to move level with Kirill Smal, and I think he's got himself in front. Yes, he has. So Emo Fittipaldi gets the job done on Kirill Smal. Smal's coming back at him, and now Cabanelas is going to try and get the same move done on Valentin Klus. So Fittipaldi threw in a 5th, but Cabanelas can't quite find the time to get the opportunity there on Valentin Klus. Tries again. This time he's going to commit up the inside. Klus will hold it round the far side. It's going to be dirtier on the far side of the course though. And still Cabanelas holds the inside. Now Klus is able to drive round him. Very good work from Valentin Klus. Not going to be intimidated there by Cabanelas, who has obviously worked him into a very strong position. But Cabanelas is going to have to work harder still if he wants to get into 7th place past Valentin Klus. He's no pushover. 9th place behind them, Michael Shin. 10th place, Isaac Barashi. And they've managed to pull about 2.8 seconds on Dan Nogales, who finds himself down the order. Now it looks to me as though we've got a much tidier, much cleaner race in race 2 than we had in race 1. The drivers learning from those black flags for track limits that they can't push the cars to a certain degree. And once again, touch wood, no safety cars as yet here at the Red Bull Ring. I tell you what, this safety car driver can put his feet up at the moment. Normally we see all sorts of carnage and pandemonium in junior single-seaters. EuroCup-3, however, the driving standards have been fantastic. Here is Emo Fittipaldi, having dealt with Kirill Smal, now letting him fall into the clutches of Valentin Klus and Dario Cabanelas, while he scarpers off into the distance to try and make up some of that time lost to Owen Tangavelu. So excellent from Emo Fittipaldi. Did the homework, got through, made the overtaking bid. MP, Campos, MP, Palau. That's the top 6 at the moment in terms of the teams up at the sharp end of the field at EuroCup-3 in race 2. Only Christian Ho is spoiling the chance of an all-MP podium again. But it would be in a very different order to what we've seen before. And certainly for Javier Segreira getting 3rd position ahead of Tangavelu in 4th, this is going to make the championship fight just a few points by the time that we get to the next round of the championship at Portimao. Very exciting stuff so far. And it's looking pretty neat and tidy from all concerned. Certainly if it stays like this, then Bruno Del Pino is going to elevate himself up to 33 points. Javier Segreira is going to move up to 48. Owen Tangavelu, he's going to be on 45. Owen Tangavelu is currently looking at ending the weekend on 40. So it really is game on for everybody. But certainly for Bruno Del Pino, having not scored in the first race at Spa, getting a victory is going to be important. And side by side, close battles between Drivex and Palou. That's Żurawski versus Morano. And a little further up the road, we've got Garrett Berry and Theo Jensen going wheel to wheel again, with Jose Garfias just waiting in the wings for that battle to happen. So let's see how it continues to progress. For the moment, Garrett Berry has to shake off the attentions of Theo Jensen again. But Jose Garfias in the Santalok is just sitting, biding his time, waiting for his opportunity. 25 drivers started this race. I noticed again that there is no start for Suleiman Zanfari. More mechanical problems for the Moroccan means that yet again he doesn't start this race, and it's an absolute write-off of a weekend for the Moroccan. Very disappointing indeed for Suleiman Zanfari. So out of the final turn, and again, Del Pino leads Christian Ho, Javier Segreira, Owen Tangavelu, Emerson Fittipaldi Jr., Valentin Klus, Kirill Smal. So Smal has actually lost ground to Valentin Klus there. Didn't see where the move happened, but Valentin Klus has got through into P6 ahead of Smal. So the Palou driver, Kirill Smal, now falling into the clutches of Dario Cabanelas. So everywhere you look, there's still some tasty battles unfolding. Up the inside, that's going to be a Drivex on a Santalok. And that is going to be Georgi Żurawski getting the move on Jose Garfias and then losing the position again straight away. Late on the brakes, but then slow to accelerate. So it's a move followed by a counter move. And so Georgi Żurawski has got to come straight back at Jose Garfias once again. Going long, round the far side. Can he make that work all the way around? Georgi Żurawski given very little room to maneuver. And he has to back out of it. Well, that was tight. Żurawski again, putting Jose Garfias under pressure. 6 minutes and 20, plus the additional lap at the end of the time. This is not going to be easy for Georgi Żurawski. Up over the top of the crest. Żurawski, hustling, hunting, looking for the chance to come through. Surely he's not going to commit to that one. He does! My word! And into the pit straight away comes Jose Garfias. He must have a problem. So Garfias loses the place immediately to Georgi Żurawski and then comes straight into the pits. So I don't know whether he's been signalled in because of track limits or whether there's a mechanical problem. But certainly for Jose Garfias, the end result is still the same. Down at the back and game over. Well, without him, the battle is still going to rage on the way up to the hairpin again. As we've now got Żurawski, Morano, Legaye and Della Torre. And here's the move up the inside. Oh, cheeky from the Santalok of Diego Della Torre. But it works out nicely in his favour. So Della Torre gets through on Gaspard Legaye. And that puts him up into 17th. Take every opportunity you've got. Make every battle count. Learn by doing it on the job. Luciano Morano hunting down Georgi Żurawski. As still these battles continue. 5 minutes left, plus the additional lap. No real challenges up front for Del Pino, Ho or Segreira. And there is your race leader, Bruno Del Pino, going into lap number 14. So a very solid run for the Spaniard. So it looks as though Garfias is actually coming in for a change of tyres. Now, does he feel that he's basically pushed his tyres as far as they can go and therefore he needs new ones, or is he gambling on the weather? Well, fascinating. We'll have to see if that actually turns into anything, but certainly with Garfias down at the back of the field, you would probably say that with only 4 minutes and 15 to go, that's not really going to change anything. So Del Pino ahead of Christian Ho, and then Javier Segreira. Tangavelu P4, Fittipaldi P5, and Valentin Klus now up to P6 ahead of Cabanelas, Smal, Shin, and still in the top 10 just is Isaac Barashi. Still this incredible battle coming towards us. This is Żurawski, Morano, Della Torre, that's a Campos up the inside of a below, and that is a tough challenge going on there in the middle of the pack. That is actually, was that Michael Shin getting ahead of Kirill Smal? I think it is, yeah, we've got a spinner further back meanwhile. That is the Drivex of Joao Diaz. So Joao Diaz has spun it at the hairpin and kept going again, but this is Kirill Smal losing even more time because Cabanelas has got through, Shin has got through, and now it looks as though Isaac Barashi is going to try and take on Kirill Smal. Lap 15, 3 minutes and 15 remain, plus the additional lap. And there's a double yellow flag at turn 9 now. So, oh, and that is a big problem. That is game over for Kirill Smal. He's got a puncture by the look of it. Well, that just shows you how hard they've been working the tyres here at the Red Bull Ring. Yellow flags at turn 9, and that is a puncture for Kirill Smal. Game over for the Palou driver. Well, I don't think any of the drivers were expecting to have a race completely devoid of safety cars, and that's exactly what we've got. So as a result, these guys are just pushing the tyres as far as they can possibly go, and on Kirill Smal's case, he's run out of luck. And that's only with 3 minutes or so to go that problem really struck him. So Kirill Smal out of the race then. Jose Garfias and Alexab Kasava way down as well. Let's have another look at it. This is going to be what happened to, whoops! That's going to be the spin of Joao Diaz. Easily done. Just got a little bit too eager on the way through. So Joao Diaz not quite able to manage the car. Now what happened to Kirill Smal? There we go, there's the tyre. It just delaminates on him. And there's nothing he can do about it. Just overshoots at turn 8. And that's it. Done and dusted for Kirill Smal. Very unfortunate indeed. But that retirement has benefited Isaac Barashi. That's put him up into 9th place. And Daniel Nogales is now in P10 with 1.4 seconds advantage over Noah Lyle to remain in the points. Blue flags, so that is going to be for one of the Santalocks. I believe that's going to be Jose Garfias to get out of the way of the race leader Bruno Del Pino. So we had Alexab Kasava a lap down earlier on, and now it looks as though the same fate is going to occur for Jose Garfias. So he moves over, lets them go. He lets the leader go. You're going to have to move over and let Christian Ho go as well, I'm afraid, mate, which he does. So still a perfect run for Bruno Del Pino in the MP Motorsport car. Meanwhile, this is the GRS trying to make moves. This is Emile de Geus going wheel to wheel with Gaspard Lagaye. Lagaye drifts wide into the hairpin, goes very deep on the brakes. But Emile de Geus doesn't quite have the space to get back on the undercut. She's learnt very valiantly over the course of this first weekend, almost scored points in race 1. It's not had it quite so easy in race 2 in the cooler conditions. Very different car compared to what she's used to, don't forget. And hasn't really had any decent preparation time coming into this race. As into lap number 17 goes Bruno Del Pino. And with 20 seconds on the clock as well, so at the end of this lap, we will begin the final lap of the second race of EuroCup-3 at Red Bull Ring 2024. And 3 races of the season will have been completed. And then in a few weeks' time, we will head to Portimao in Portugal for a 3-race weekend rather than 2 to make up for the race that we missed at Spa. 3, 2, 1, that's it. Time's up. So for Bruno Del Pino, it's just a case of bring the car home and remain a second and a half ahead of Christian Ho until you see the checkered flag. I have to say, it's been the most carefree, humdrum, and rather obvious pair of races at EuroCup-3 for Red Bull Ring. A lot of drivers would have tuned in to, a lot of fans, sorry, will have tuned in hoping for carnage and pandemonium. These guys are turning into real professionals. And in these 2 races at the Red Bull Ring, they've actually been very mature, very smart, and kept it on the island for the most part. A couple of retirements, but nothing particularly shocking, and certainly nothing particularly dangerous as far as the continued completion of the race distance is concerned. No injuries, no big crashes, just a great motor race. And here comes Bruno Del Pino out of the final turn, and he will start the final lap here. So now Bruno Del Pino is just 1 lap away from winning his first race outright in EuroCup-3. He had a fantastic performance in 2023, don't forget. Bruno Del Pino was the king of the rookie category. Absolutely romped to the title in the rookies last year with a string of victories. Actually won the last 5 rookie races in a row at the end of last year to really cement his status as the best new boy in the paddock. But he's not a new boy anymore, and he really wanted to showcase that he is able to be a race-winning driver. So this is quite an important one for him to finish off. Segreira won at Spa. Owen Tangavelu won race 1 earlier today. We're going to have 3 different winners from the first 3 races, even if Del Pino is not the one to take the victory, because Christian Ho is still behind him in P2 and would pick up the pieces. But based on the way that Del Pino is coaxing his car home, he doesn't have to panic too much. Who would have thought it? We've gone through the entirety of these two races at Red Bull Ring in Austria without a single safety car, without a single race stoppage. It's all been about the racing. And for the third time this year, an MP Motorsport driver is going to win. It's happened to Javier Segurera. It happened earlier to Owen Tangavelu. This time, it's going to happen to the king of the rookies last year. He's not a rookie anymore. He's a race winner. Bruno Del Pino wins at the Red Bull Ring in race 2. Vamos, Bruno! What a sensational victory for Bruno Del Pino. That was textbook, a masterclass drive. You always remember your first big win, and Bruno is going to remember this one for a long, long time. What a brilliant race from Bruno Del Pino. For Christian Ho, a fine drive in second place, and Javier Segurera, a solid effort in P3 as well to get another trophy after his absence from the podium in race 1. The king of the weekend, you have to say, ultimately, is Bruno Del Pino, second in race 1, a winner in race 2. Excellent, excellent job. And that could well be the first of many as the MP drivers fight amongst themselves for the EUROCUP-3 title honours in 2024. Certainly looking very good for this man as well, Javier Segurera. Second place here after his win at Spa. Third place here, I should say, after his win at Spa. Definitely puts him right up into the hunt for the title. But a very smooth and solid close to the weekend here at the Red Bull Ring. And I didn't want to jinx it because it was looking so good, but how about that? 2 races in EuroCup-3 after the chaos of Spa, and not a single safety car period. No need for it. I'll tell you what, the EuroCup-3 drivers need to get the safety car driver here at the Red Bull Ring a present, because he's certainly got plenty of restful laps of doing nothing here at the Red Bull Ring. So there are your results for EuroCup-3 Race 2. Bruno Del Pino from Christian Ho and Javier Segurera. Owen Tangavelu ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi Jr. Valentin Klus and Dario Cabanelas. And then finishing off, we have Michael Shin, Isaac Barashi, and Daniel Nogales finishing off in the points as well. Great performances there from our top 10 drivers. But now we've had 3 completely different winners for MP Motorsport and in EuroCup-3 in the 2024 season. We've had victories for Javier Segurera, for Owen Tangavelu, and now victory for this lad. He's always been a very charming and very friendly individual. In his karting days, he always used to come and say hello to me before the start of a weekend and tell me how things were going. How are they going? Brilliantly.
Yes, Jake. Yes, Jake, we are here. Bruno Del Pino with his team, MP Motorsports, first position. He's from Spain, of course. Javier Segurera, also from MP Motorsports. So in a few seconds we will have the flash interview with Bruno Del Pino to know his feelings after the race. So Bruno, come on, congratulations, felicitaciones. Yeah, take out the helmet, don't worry. Helmet out. Next time in the second race, perfect podium for MP Motorsports. The winner, the second position and the third position. So your feelings after the race was amazing, really battling against Christian Ho, for example, and with your colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful job throughout the weekend. The team has been doing super job. And then race 1, finishing in second. This race winning with 2 good starts, 2 first laps, and then just maintaining a good pace. So it was a good job all around.
Family?
My father.
Come your father. Shortly, your name?
Bruno's father.
Oh, next to Bruno's father. So amazing situation. So tell me the importance, how much is important this first winning, this first position for you?
I mean, it's good because also in Spa we didn't got any points because of the weekend itself. But I mean, here taking a second and a first, obviously first win of the season. Hope too many more to come. It's obviously a really good achievement for the team also, the 1, 2, 3 in both races. So just keep it up that way throughout the season.
I spoke with Tangavelu at the race number 1 and with Fittipaldi also, and they say it's not only to be alone on the fight. It's about the team. So how much important is work with the team for you and for MP Motorsports?
I mean, we have 5 drivers. We need to battle for the championship, and it's all about just helping each other, you know, and we're doing a good job so far. Hope to keep it up that way.
We'll end the interview, so we are on live in our YouTube channel. So say something for your people, for your town. Of course, that I think that they are watching our streaming. So come
Bueno,
in Spanish, in English, whatever.
van a venir muchas más victorias este año, many more wins to come. So stay tuned, guys.
Come on, vamos. Felicitaciones, congrats.
Gracias.
Bruno del Pino, so yes, Owen, next time here. So congratulations, amazing day, no?
Yeah, I wanted to do the win, but yeah, I'm a bit deceived. I think I could have done better, but still P3 is good.
Yes, I say recently Bruno del Pino, so people from your country, you want to say something for your people, your family, wherever, so microphone is yours to close this exciting and this amazing day, because race day is incomparable with other things.
Yeah, hello to Vietnam, hello to my family, and hello to all the people of Vietnam who supported me.
That's amazing. Many thanks and congrats.
Thank you very much.
So, please, Javier, Sagrera with the, show me, come on, show me. Don't be ashamed, show me, eso. Vamos, the Spanish flag, so Javier Sagrera, congratulations. We spoke in the first round in SPA-FRANCORCHAMPS, was really crazy, no? Due to the weather conditions, now totally different, sunny, perfect condition to race. So tell me, you are keeping the first place, no? The first position of the driver standing. It's important for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tricky weekend for me. Quali 1 compromised the whole weekend with that deleted lap that put me in P3. So it was a very mental race, let's say, because in race 1, I just had to clean my nose clean, started P15, so it was like 2 different races for me. On this race, I didn't really have the pace, but I had to be mature enough to stay consistent and, you know, accept what I had, and P2 at the end is not that bad. So
Crazy for MP Motorsports, perfect podium ever in race number 1, race number 2, so it's incredible, no?
yeah, I mean, the team is doing a great job. My teammates are also doing a great job. We help a lot each other, so teamwork makes dream work, so here we are. Yeah.
So thank you and congratulations, felicitaciones, vamos.
So.
Okay, we make everything, eh? More than this, Jake, impossible. So from here, from Red Bull Ring.
Yep, absolutely fantastic stuff from the Red Bull Ring. Looks to me as though it may well have ended up with an MP double podium there. From what the guys were saying, it looked to me as though Javier Sagrera and Owen Tangavela were actually promoted to P2 and P3. Not quite sure what happened to Christian Ho then as a result of that. Was he handed a post-race penalty? Not sure. We'll get the official confirmation of that in the coming hours. Unfortunately, we need to depart because there's more great motor racing to come on the way at the Red Bull Ring. So we need to clear away and allow that to happen. So unfortunately, the podium ceremony, well, you'll have to like and subscribe on our social media channels to get the footage and the images from the podium. But you can like, subscribe and hit the notification bell here on our YouTube channel for Eurocup 3. And of course, subscribe to us on the social media channels on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, and follow all of the journeys for Eurocup 3 over the course of the season. We'll be back in a few weeks' time as the season now heads to Portimao in Portugal, the scene of many a fantastic motor race and 3 more races in Eurocup 3 2024. From myself, Jake Sanson, and on behalf of my colleagues here at Eurocup 3, thank you so much indeed for watching. We'll be back with more action in Portugal next month. Vielen Dank.